Okay, hi. Let's talk a little bit today about which engine I want you to download and why. What you see on the screen there is the Unreal Engine page. When you're downloading the software, and it talks about this in Canvas, what you're going to do is you're going to go and just log into unrealengine.com. Up in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a button that says Download. Now, when you click that button, it's going to ask you to either log in or create an Epic account. You do need to create an Epic account if you don't already have one. It's easy to do. You don't get bombarded with emails. It's not going to mess you up. You just have to go in, and if you are doing this for the first time, you're going to type in your first name, your last name, a display name, that's what it's going to refer to you from here on in when you log in to Unreal. And then your email and a password, and then agree to the terms of service, and then click the button that says create account. All right. It's a fairly quick thing. What it'll do is it'll download an installer onto your computer. The installer downloads very quickly because there's nothing in it. When you double click that installer, it will then go and go to the Epic Games website and will download the Unreal startup page, which I will show you here in just a second. And then it'll be blank, and you'll have a chance to go and do it from there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you to that page, and I'm going to show you what I have, and then talk a little bit about which engine I want you to have and why I want you to have it. So I'm going to close this down because I don't need that anymore. Once you've installed it, you're going to see the Epic installer down here on the bottom of your screen, and when you click on it, it's going to come up, and you're going to get this. It's going to sign you into your account. There's my nickname. And then it's going to give me this window here. Now, and you're going to get the same thing. Let's talk a little bit about what we are seeing here on this website. First of all, across the top of the screen up here, you've got 6 different areas of Unreal that you can work with. Now, these 5 things that are back over here, Fortnite, Paragon, Unreal Tournament, Shadow Complex, and modding, those are simply other things that you can download. If you're just into modding, I know the last one is called modding, but they're really all about modding. What they do is if you go and install it, it will install that particular game level along with all of the models and the code and everything else. And you can go in and you can either play the game or you can mod and do the different things yourself based upon what they provide for you. In most cases, it's all the characters, it's all the effects, it's everything that you have, and you can mix and match and change things. They've got Fortnite, which looks like this. They have Paragon, which looks a little bit more like that. The original Unreal Tournament, this goes back about 10 years, but it's been updated and works really well. There's also Shadow Complex, which does different things, and you can see if you look down below, in most of these you're going to have a forum that you can go to ask questions, some news about things that they have updated and added into it. You'll notice that Shadow Complex is $14.99, so you have to pay to get that. Most of the other ones are free. If it just says install, it's free. And then the last one here is modding. This is the World of Ark. It's a dinosaur-based level. It is immense. I downloaded it, and I believe it was about 500 megs, maybe a little bit more than that. It's really large. It took a really long time to download. So and the models, everything that are in here will work with the Unreal Engine. All of those will actually work with the Unreal Engine, and it's a good site to go to if you want to take the time to download them and then get models out of there. You can. That's the whole point of them. But Unreal Engine is where we're going to go to start with. And now we have 4 categories over here on the left. We have community, we have learn, we have marketplace, and library. The community is where you would go to actually see information going on within the industry. So there's news in here from Unreal, there's news from partner companies, there's videos of new things on the horizon, there's videos of new tips and tricks, things like that. And it's a good place to go if you're looking for some just some news of what's going on in the industry or what people are coming up with. And a lot of things you'll see in here will pop up later on in some of the other categories. Then we have Learn. Learn are some basic videos. These come directly from the Unreal website. Some of these I may very well refer to as we go through the semester. They're also a great place to go to if you just have some general questions that aren't answered in the book and you can't get a hold of me, or you want to find out something quicker that I can get back to you. Video tutorials are a great place to go, along with the documentation. That will take you to the wiki page. There's also a community wiki, but the wiki page will take you and show you all of the elements that are in there, and it's really kind of a nice thing if you need a question. Now, I will warn you that they are written by technical writers, the documentation. So sometimes you go to look for an answer in the book. One of the reasons why textbooks exist for these kinds of things is because a lot of times writers do a better job of explaining, or users can do a better job of explaining than the technical writers who work at Unreal can. They tend to be very, very dry and tend to be sometimes they don't explain things very well, or they explain things that you really don't need to know, which just confuses you. So, but it is a good place. It's the first step to go to anytime you need something: documentation, video tutorials, or the community wiki. I have to say the community is actually very supportive. Sometimes wiki communities can be kind of dickish. You ask a question and they're like, go search for it yourself, like I had to. Or you needed to do something basic, or you needed to look here, and they get kind of nasty and snarkish sometimes. But this group actually is really good, and they're really helpful, so that's a good place to go to as well. Marketplace. The Marketplace is where you can go and you can either download some free things. Some of the elements that are in there are free. Most of them, probably 90% of them, cost money. Anywhere from $2.99 up to $200 or $300. It depends on what you're trying to download. For example, there are some pixel art that if you're doing a 2D game, you want to do that. It's $4.99 for the pixel art. If you have a credit card associated with your account, which you can set up once you're in here, you can just go and click on it and it'll download it, and I'll show you where that would be here in a moment. If you wanted voices or sounds, or you wanted a particular, like a dialogue system, you want to be able to communicate on screen, that's not included really as part of the engine, so you have to have additional things added in. Well, these people have gone in and created these things, have vetted them, make sure that they all worked. They post them up, and then they make money off of them. So it's a great place to go if you're looking for something and do that. And you have different categories up here depending upon what you're looking for. They have sales on things. They have new content broken out differently, so you can see stuff that's new if you've been through it 3 or 4 times and you're looking for just new stuff. Like I said, some of the things are free. Some of them are nearly free. A lot of times things that are 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks will go on sale because they're not selling very well, and they'll be dropped down to 3, 4, 5 bucks. And I've used them quite a bit. There are a lot of things I go in there and search for because it's way easier to get them out of here than it is to go and try and build them in a 3D program. And I know most of you don't have 3D modeling experience. So if you need something particular, these are all, once you've paid for them, you can do anything you want to with them. You can produce anything, make games, whatever. So feel free to use that if money is coming out your ears. Like I said, some of this stuff can be really expensive. Modular loot drops, $120. So that's probably something that's really aimed for a game studio who needs to get a particular effect and can afford that kind of money. The fourth category over here is library, and this is what we're going to work with the most, because this is where we're going to find all of the things that we need. Now, you will notice on here that if you have first downloaded this, you're not going to see an engine. You're going to get a button that says download the Unreal Engine, and it's going to come up at 14 or 4.18 point whatever it is. I think 0.4 or 0.5 is out now. I can't remember which one it is. But you're going to see that, and you're going to be like, well, which one do I download? Am I supposed to download 4.18 point whatever, or what? Why do I have all of these up here? Well, the answer to that is you want to download engine 4.8.3. That's this one right here. All right. Now, when you go and click a button to download it, and it's going to give you a list of the ones that you want to download. So you're going to select 4.8.3, not the latest one. And the reason is 4.8 is not anywhere near as bloated as 4.18 is. If you're working on a machine and you're not sure whether or not it's going to run the Unreal Engine, Guarantee you, if you get the latest version, it's going to have stuff in there, A, you're never going to use, B, you're not going to understand how to use it, and C, it's going to make your computer run really, really, really slow.